So, I have a KANSEPT Warrior. Yep, right there. I don't have a box on it. The reason I don't was I purchased this on the secondary market on eBay. So this is a used knife. It's titanium, shredded carbon fiber, titanium pocket clip, and S35VN steel. Yeah, so the images represented a factory edge, which now that I have it in hand, I'm going to say that I think that's absolutely true. That's a factory edge. And it represented a clean knife. And what I mean by clean, I don't see any scratches, no damage to the knife in any way. The knife is dirty though. As I received it, the action, pretty good. And it feels good in the hand. So I've been looking at this knife quite a bit, but I've been looking at it for the least expensive version. And watching eBay, I found this one, and it had a reasonable price on it. So I believe that I made an offer on it, and the seller accepted my offer. Shipped it quick. I think I got it within 3 days of the sale. Yeah, so I mean, so far on the surface, I think I like it. I think I like it a lot. And like I say, the action's pretty good, but the knife does look pretty dirty. So, hey, let's get in it. Let's check it in. And especially a knife from a secondary market. Good grief, why wouldn't you really check it in and go through the knife and make sure? Okay, well, that's interesting. That pivot screw is turning, so it's not a captured pivot. Interesting. All right, well, let's get some help. Use this trusty dude here. Get my T8. Huh. That is really interesting. I would have never thought that this knife would not have a captured pivot. And it's tight. I'm gonna guess on the surface of it that it's got a fairly good pile of Loctite in there. I don't really see any on this screw, like none. So, okay. Well, these are all T6s, so for sure these two, I think that one just holds that scale, but let's get those other two so we can't get it apart. I'm a little froggy today. So I think I'm faced with the same dilemma there. That's spinning as well. And I think this one is as well. Well, this one come free from this side. Looks like it's got a little Loctite on it. And the pocket clip has a nub, but it's mounted directly on top of the carbon fiber. So I know I'm not going to be a huge fan of this design right here. That little nub that's sticking up there, I guess with enough tension, could potentially hold that down. But that is not going to be my favorite design for sure. Huh. Okay. See if I can get this screw out. There we go. Just needed to get it from the opposite side. So this scale should be free now. Yep. Ooh, is that dirty in there? I mean, let's get a closer look. Yeah, look here. Yeah. And again, look at this scale. Look how dirty this is. Wow. Yeah, I mean, this is going to rank right up there with some of the dirtiest knives I've ever received, for sure. Pretty dirty. Now, I think, as dirty as this is, I think I really kind of want to get that scale off. And clean under it. I mean, I think it's going to challenge me to make it happen, but I might have to get something and hold these little barrel spacers so I can take those off. I think I'll take this scale off first and see what's under there. If it's clean under there, then maybe I'll give the other one a pass and I won't go through that whole process. But if it's dirty, I'm going to get it off of there. I mean, it's clean. Yeah, so I'm just going to put this one back and we'll leave the other one be as well. But, ooh, is this thing dirty. I want to be careful on a scale like this too, because too tight you could crack that scale. Believe it or not, that a scale like that will crack. Okay. Yeah, I can't believe they didn't capture that pin. It's got little racetracks, plastic cage bearings. I'm going to almost guess that oil was just added to the knife while it was assembled, because there's quite a bit of oil here in this space. But there we go. All right, so we're apart. I'm going to leave these out here because I think I might need them. Let's get all this cleaned up. Whew, dirty. Might have to get some solvent on my towel here. We'll see. Yeah, so I mean, just the profile of this knife, visually, it's been on my radar for a minute. And there's been some pretty good sales on these KANSEPT knives. So I've been eyeballing it. And of course, like I like to do, I check eBay just to see what's up. Well, so here's this one with the upgraded steel, the upgraded scales, the upgraded inserts. Everything was kind of a step up, and there was a really reasonable price on it. So I thought, well, let's take a shot at it, and we'll step up. Moving on up. I think I am going to put a little solvent on my towel and just wet it a little bit. And because I think that was maybe some kind of grease. It's not going to hurt to just be sure I got all that off of there. Yeah, ooh, man, it was dirty. I mean, I'd like to say for sure I'm going to improve this action, but, you know, when it comes to that, sometimes you look at it and you go, yeah, that thing was running so good, there's no way I'm going to improve it. And there's nothing really in here. There's no dirt or, and then the action's a million times better. And then sometimes you see dirt and you think, oh, I definitely can make this thing better. And then, no, not really. So there's kind of no way to know. All right. A couple little pieces left. But on the surface of this, I already do kind of like this knife. It's got a great profile. I love the blade. The initial ergonomics of it felt really well. Felt really good. Okay, come on. Yeah, so I don't mind buying knives on the secondary market. A lot of collectors, and truthfully, like myself, I mean, sometimes the collection gets overloaded a little bit, and you got to thin the herd. And you know, I think a lot of people are like me. I'm not really looking to turn a huge profit on my knives. I'd like to get what I got in them, especially if they're still in great condition. I'm going to start reassembling. Yeah, especially if they're in good condition. I mean, I kind of want to recoup what I got in it for sure. And then ultimately, it's just to continue to fund the collection. It's not an income producing proposition. And I get it. Some people probably are doing that. Well, for sure they are. Buying and selling and brokering, whatever. But I'm more on the collector side, man. I buy stuff that I think I'm going to like. And then if it sits in my collection for a long time and I'm looking to make other purchases, then I start thinking, well, maybe I could sell a couple and let me move this, move that. And make enough moves, and then I can put on something new. But for the most part, except for, of course, my Tucson collection, for the most part, I'm looking for functional stuff that I think I would want to carry and put in my pocket. And I have a couple exceptions to that rule, like the Lee Williams knives. I do kind of look to collect them. And just recently, man, there was one on eBay, Shirogorov, that, man, I was so tempted. But it ended up selling for just with tax, just over $2,000. Ooh, pardon me. And that's a little bit out of my reach, man. I can't go there. Yeah. But did I want to? Yeah, I did. Believe it or not, I was like, oh. I watched it, followed it, and every time I saw it, I was scheming. I was thinking, well, if I liquidated this, if I did that, thinking about how I could make moves, make it happen. But inevitably, I let it go. Like, it's important to know your rank and file, right? And buying $2,000 collector knives is not in my immediate vicinity. All right, I'm going to have to capture that. Because I'm going to have to do that. Let's see. I was going to try to do them little ones first, but I think I'm going to come and do this. This probably looks really precarious, and I would agree, I think. Yeah, not cool. Maybe we should lock that out. Get a little help holding that blade steady. Okay. That actually went really well. I think I can put the short one in. Okay. Last one. Get that pocket clip set, and we'll be able to check it out. Get a real feel for what's going on here. It's kind of awkward. With these screws spinning around the way they do. This pocket clip with this little nub, and it just sitting up on the surface. Not super impressed by that at all. Seems suspect, but you know, I'm kind of not one to, I'm not going to rant too much when nothing bad's happening. Now, if it starts to wiggle or wobble, well, then I'll come back at it and say, yeah, that's a horrible design. But I'll leave it at right now. I'm not a big fan of the way that is. All right, let's check this blade tension. It's really solid. Too tight, actually. Yeah, I can feel it. The action is super hydraulic. I'm just trying to decide if I could take a little more tension off of that and really make it slide, but I don't think there's a lot of room for me to do that on that screw. I mean, that's still super locked up, so I think I'm good there. Yeah, let's go with that. All right, tools. Towel. Let's get a final wipe down on here. Oh, that knife was so dirty. If this towel was a yellow towel, I'm pretty sure it would be revealing how dirty that was. All right, here we go. All right, KANSEPT Warrior. S35VN. Titanium. Shredded carbon fiber inserts on the ends down here, and then a titanium pocket clip. The action is just, I mean, I guess I'm going to say drop shut, but it's really hydraulic. I can see the centering's off a little bit. I know that's going to be in this pivot. I'm pretty sure that if I tighten that pivot, it's going to bring us back into, well, I mean, it's not far off, but I think tightening this will bring this back into alignment. Well, it's not that side, it's this side. Yeah. Still really hydraulic. Yeah. Lockup on it is 40, almost 50, maybe 50%. That action it really is good. Let's talk about ergonomics. So this grip back here, it's got some jimping up here on the spine that, albeit it's not really aggressive, it does provide some bite. So this grip right here, if this is not very confident, this is very confident, and this is a confident grip, I mean, I'm going to put us right down in here, but I'm not going to go too far this way just because there's not much of a finger guard here. And I'm not a fan when we're talking about confident grips and potential self-defense use of a knife. If without a finger guard here, I start to get suspicious, because if you met resistance going forward with this knife, there's a good chance you'd come up and over and cut yourself. And that in no way is that a self-defense proposal, because once that happened, you'd be out of commission. You'd be at the mercy of your attacker. So not a good idea. But overall, the grip here, I'm going to say it's roughly confident and pretty comfortable. I don't really have any hot spots here. The pocket clip really disappears in hand. So pretty nice grip. Speaking of the pocket clip, let's check it. So thick material here. Let's see if it gets over it. It does. But the ramp is pretty sharp. So it does run all the way on the thick material. Got a little bit poking out here, about a ½ inch on this one side. So it's deep carry, but about as deep carry as you can get with a milled titanium pocket clip. Yeah, comes out of there. It's got great tension, but yeah, going in, the ramp on the front of that clip is so extreme. See that there, right here? The ramp is so extreme that it's not a smooth transition in there. It takes a little bit of effort to get it in. This is basic jean size material, and so that would be a one-handed operation, in and out. It holds pretty good. My favorite is this outside right rear pocket, and it's holding really well in that material right there. That'd be one-handed for me. So the pocket clip's good. Let's check it for safety. And what I mean by safety is, could you be confident if you put this in your pocket, if you reached in there for any reason other than to get this knife, could you touch the tip or the blade? And on the tip, I can touch the tip on this knife. I don't have to try really hard, but if my finger went into my pocket, that outside rear pocket, if I reached in there, I could catch that tip and it would cut me, like I'm catching it. So I'm going to say that's a fail. And then this is ominous. I mean, that blade is way up at the top. And so, yeah, without any effort whatsoever, I can touch that blade there. And I can touch it. Actually, I can only touch it in a space about that wide right there. But that is definitely exposed. So if this was in your pocket, let's say the outside of the front right pocket, and you reached in to get keys or something, and you reach down onto this, if that blade's sharp, you could definitely cut yourself. So as far as safety in the pocket, the tip's a fail. The blade exposure on the back is also a fail. Yeah, bummer. I wonder if it's sharp. Yeah, it's got a little, maybe a burr on it. So I'm going to handle that burr real quick. Okay, so 4 or 5 passes on the strop. Just basically this move right here. Yep, 4 or 5 passes. Not a lot. And let's try it again. Let's see if we can get through some phone book paper. That's not very encouraging, is it? It's like it doesn't want to cut that at all. Yeah, horrible. Okay. Again. All right. A couple more passes. Let's try it again. Better. Okay. I'm going to call that, say, sharp enough. So yeah, it just needed a little strop worth. It didn't need to be reprofiled or anything crazy. Yeah. All right. So price and availability. So currently, White Mountain Knives has this available. The asking price is $198. Now, with a 10% code, which you can find down below, I believe it's DM10, that would get it down around $170 roughly for this one. They also have the aluminum version, which is aluminum handle, and I think G10 or there's some micarta versions for around $70, and they have those in stock as well. Yeah, so the KANSEPT Warrior. All right, appreciate you watching.